regular meeting of the Belleville Zoning Board of Adjustment for May 4, 2017 will now come to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Russo,
Yeah, here.
Giordano.
Here.
Casa. Lozow. Here. Fucci.
Here.
Sheldon.
Here.
Smith. Milano.
Here.
Algertia.
Here. Everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, has this meeting been advertised according to the Sunshine Law?
Certification of meeting has been advertised according to the Sunshine Law.
Okay. Okay, let's do minutes. Anyone have a problem with the minutes?
Just so we're clear, the revised.
Revised.
These are revised, not
Yes,
the ones
I
that are in our
had,
packet?
yes, I apologize, I had an error.
Oh, what was changed?
I forgot to add a few things to it.
Oh, okay.
And then there was also a revised to the agenda, I had to add in two things to be memorialized.
Oh,
And
okay.
there has also been an adjournment according on, Mr. Gassion called me and adjourned 130 William Street tonight.
He called you? Did he
Yes,
send
did.
you any type
He
of
told me he
note?
was going to be sending me an email, but he did not.
In regards to the minutes,
Yes.
motion to approve.
You're making a motion?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Milano makes a motion to approve the revised minutes. Seconded by Mr. Mafucci. Clerk, call the roll.
Yes. Caruso. Giordano.
Yes.
You say yes? I guess. Lozelle. Yes. Mafucci.
Yes.
Sheldon.
Yes.
Milano.
Yes.
Algertia.
Yes. Okay. Resolutions to be memorialized. We might as well get rid of that first.
I know.
Did everybody see them?
No, I didn't send it around yet.
Oh, she said that already.
Right.
All right, applications for adjournment.
Yes.
Is that one case?
Is that one case?
But that was done verbally.
Correct.
All right, so anyone who's here for ZB 2017-002, 130 William Street, J.C. Bell Limited Liability, the applicant is proposing to utilize an existing two-story building as a two-family residential dwelling. There will be no further notices either in the newspaper or by mail, as long as Mr. Gassion follows this up with either an email or a written fax or something. Otherwise, it will be decided at the next meeting.
Let's get a specific date on that.
That next meeting is June 1st.
All right, 7 o'clock in this room.
Yes. Okay? And the only case that's on the agenda tonight, because I want everybody to get the resolutions first, unless he's all got copies of it already. No? Okay, give us the resolution so everybody can go sign these things. I know. We don't have to sign one. Yes, no. Which one is the one we're changing? Rita. Rita, is that this one? No, this is no. Can you, is Rita there?
Yes, it is.
No, Mr. Caruso. Rita. Let me have the one for Rita. Rita, not that one, Rita. Washington Avenue, 3-something
March
Washington
14,
Avenue.
316.
You know. Gentlemen, I am making I looked this over, and there's one problem I believe we have with this. It's not a problem, it's simple something we want to add in, okay? And that is on number 6, on page 6. As agreed to by the applicant shall prepare and submit to the board attorney and board engineer for review a cross easement regarding ingress and egress from, for the driveway on the north side of the property. Driveway width and parking access to the rear of the property. The cross easement shall not be recorded with the Essex County Clerk's Office until the same has been reviewed by the Board of Consultants. I asked Mr. Gassion after we had voted on this case to try and get that to us by tonight, because without that easement, allowing somebody to put two families above a commercial business, you could then end up with not having any parking, where part of the testimony was parking. So I want to put in there that no permits, no building permits shall be issued until after this has been approved and recorded by the Essex County Clerk's Office. No construction can start until then. Any problems with that? Any members?
I'm going to put, no construction permit shall issue until said easement has been reviewed and recorded.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
process.
Oh, no. Okay, do we need a vote on this?
Just a voice vote on that change.
So, everybody agreeing, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any negatives? No negatives, it's unanimous. Okay. Here's the original one.
Okay.
You want us to sign both?
Yeah, well, just,
Okay.
and then
The other ones we'll all vote on at the end of the meeting, as
amend
we
it.
usually do, while everybody, so everybody can look at them and sign them. Okay, thank you. All right, first case on the agenda, actually the only case on the agenda, after the first one was adjourned, is ZB 2017-008, 349 Ralph Street. Mary Ann Cologne, applicant is seeking certification of a non-conforming use for a four-family dwelling at the said address.
Mr. Chairman, can I go back a minute? I
Go ahead.
think for procedure, what I'll do, Gina, is make the correction on that condition, read it, and send you that page. But the board can go ahead and sign the back page since that's not affected at all, you know, the vote.
Okay,
So we'll do it that way.
okay.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I just want to state that I know two of the residents of the home we're talking about, but that will not impact the vote.
Thank you.
Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a full board. Okay, we don't even need the other two. All right, let's proceed. First case. Let's proceed then.
It's my understanding that notice
The
and
notices?
publication are in order, is that correct, Gina?
Who's got the notice?
Say it one more time, agree.
Notices of publication.
Yes, all good.
All right.
So is that going in as A1 for evidence?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one. And Mr. Baumann, if you could raise your right hand, please, with regard to this application, to ensure that the testimony you give shall be the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
For the record, state your name and spell your last name, please.
My name is Paul Baumann. The last name is spelled B as in boy, A-U-M-A-N.
And I'm assuming you are asking the board to accept your credentials as a licensed land use planner.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I have no problem.
Only plan. No, we know you.
Is that good?
You're like a permanent
Too
fixture
well.
here. Yes.
All right, as a planner.
Yes, as a plan. Go ahead, Mr. Ballard, you may proceed.
Well, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me tonight, and I'm only acting as agent or representative on their behalf. I'm not an attorney. I don't profess to be one, but I do have intimate knowledge of the application because it was prepared by myself. I have the executrix and several relatives of the family who own the estate that's in this application. Property is an unofficial four-family, has been that way since it was built in 1925. I've
That's
given-
not the testimony we have here, or it's in the documentation. Did you read Mr. Di Lorenzo's denial?
Yes, yes, and that's why I'm trying to clarify.
Oh,
We
okay.
need to come before you to get a certification to that effect, because unfortunately, the tax records in the town, the building records in Mr. Di Lorenzo's office do not confirm that. So what we've tried to do is give you evidence with this application to show in good faith that it has been a four-family house, which was created back in the day when the industrial zone permitted residential dwellings of any kind.
But to correct you on your first statement, not since it was built.
Correct.
Thank you. Okay, now you might proceed.
Mr. Chairman, you are consistent.
I know. Very consistent.
So what I have done is given you ample evidence, I believe, for you to evaluate, come to a conclusion, hopefully in the favor of granting the certification. And rather than using up all of my 5-minute time limit,
No, I'll give you more time.
I would rather ask,
You can have extra time because we're not hearing any other case. But that's not the truth. You know, you have to present whatever you can, and what I think is all you have to do is show to the board what was allowed in 1960. If in 1960, and we are agreement that this is when it changed to a four-family in 1960?
somewhere there,
Well, that's the first part of
preceding
evidence.
61, yes.
Yes, okay. You can just tell us what was allowed in that zone to be built or converted at that time.
Well, it was a provision in both the 1923 and the 1955 zoning ordinances that a residential use was not restricted out of the industrial zone. So
I'm not concerned about that, I'm concerned with the density. How many units were allowed?
there was no restriction on
So
density.
there was no restriction on that. So
Correct.
when did that change?
That changed in 1979, according to the records I was able to acquire from Mr. Di Lorenzo.
Back then, they usually make specific notes on the density amount in those two ordinances. I know the 55 for sure. Can't speak on the 23.
No, I understand. I just wanted him to say when it changed, or when he felt it changed. Okay.
I know me and Mr. Gashion have a copy of the ordinance back in 1955.
So I'm surprised. Any members of, are you going to make any more testimony, or?
No, basically,
That's it?
unless the board has questions about the
Well-
evidence I've presented with the application.
Well, that's what I was going to open up. Any questions of the,
The only question with the thing is, I think your testimony is that it was allowable in 1960, right? Correct? And that's what the ordinance said back then. But the only other question that would go along with that was it consistently used as a four-family without no breaks in that change?
Yes.
Was it ever abandoned? that is?
No,
And
the
that's
use
it.
has never been abandoned other than a four-family. And that's why I have Mrs. Colon here and relatives who were and presently are still occupants, and a neighbor
I know the family.
to confirm.
I know the family, I went to school with the family. So,
well, you're not disqualifying yourself from the case.
not at all.
Okay, well, that's, because you brought that up.
Because
that's
I'm a
why.
professional.
So what I'm hearing is, since at least 1961, it's been four-family use. It was permitted as four-family then, and from then up to now, it's been consistently a four-family.
Yes, and it's been assessed as a four-family. It's been inspected and approved as a four-family by the DCA.
Yeah,
I see that in the evidence.
right. But, like I say, for my purposes, no offense to the DCA or anybody else, or the tax rep department, the only two things that matter to me are usually Frankie's office first, right? The ordinance second, and you can show, or some kind of testimony from someone who lives there that has some knowledge going back. So,
If you would like to hear testimony from them, I will be glad to.
I would
Just
like to
pick
have,
one witness if you want, who knows it all.
and the record.
And the
Gentlemen,
neighbor,
this is
the neighbor would be
Mary Ann
good too,
Colon,
the
who
neighbor's
is
here.
the executrix of the estate. So Mary Ann, you
If you could raise your right hand, please. With regard to this application, do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth? And could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Mary Ann, last name is Colon, C-O-L-O-N.
And you're the executrix of the estate?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Cologne, who owns, or who's listed as the owner of the property?
Right now, I'm the executrix, and then it's left to 4 other family members.
Like the
Who
home-
was
Owned.
the person who bought it?
Mary DeJessica.
Okay, and she has
She's
passed away?
deceased.
Okay. Do you have copies of the deed?
No, I don't.
So I would like to know what it was bought as.
What it was bought as?
Yeah, in other words, in the deed, we usually
Yeah,
give,
I don't know about the deed.
well, there is a document that has a contract or something that mentions it.
Well, it's what I was looking for, excuse me.
Go ahead.
What I was looking for on the record, have you ever lived there?
Yes.
When did you live there?
I lived there from when I was born.
And I hate to say, ask you that,
we have to, that's
how far back?
Uh,
94, right?
I lived there for exactly 63 years,
Okay, and starting what year?
1953.
Okay, so, well, pre the 1960s, when you were there, was it a 4-family there?
Yes, it was.
And so you testified that you and 3 other families
Yes.
lived in that building.
That's before the 55 law.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay, you're saying before 53 or at 53, 1953,
Yes.
you, wait a minute,
She lived there.
since you were born,
Since I was born.
okay. So at that time, it was 4 families already?
Yes.
Because it's not showing it was taxes of 4 families until 1960.
That's
That's why I'm asking the question, that's why I'm asking
Let's
the
just say
question.
a wet election, so whatever that might be, from
Okay.
53 to 60.
Now, give this to that one. Okay, and your relative who has passed away, she owned the property for the whole period of time?
My mother.
Your
My
mother?
My mother inherited the property.
Oh,
Her
she
father
inherited.
died.
Well, she inherited the property?
Yes.
From who?
Her father, who built the house.
Who built the house?
Yes.
Okay. And then all the family members started living there, is that how it works?
Well, yes. Every time
Probably-
someone got married.
That's probably
they
how it's
started living
developed
there.
from 1 to a 4.
It could be,
Okay,
it could be.
all right.
Yes.
But the bottom line, it was being used as a form.
All right. Anyone else have any questions? Or want to pose any questions?
And it's been consistently used as that
Yes.
up to today.
Yes.
Any members of the public wish to ask questions based upon testimony given? Any members of the public wish to ask questions based on testimony given by Mr. Bowman? None, okay. Who's the neighbor? Then we should have at least the testimony of the neighbor. Oh, and I want to record that Mr. Smith has joined us. But since we're halfway through the application,
For the record, I will not
he will not be voting.
be voting.
Could you raise your right hand, please? With regard to this application, do you swear your testimony shall be the truth?
Yes.
Could you please give us your name and spell your last name, please?
Elizabeth Condrek, K-O, N as in Nancy, D as in David, R-E-C-K.
Thank you.
You're on the south side? In other words, the side...
I'm next to number 9 school, same side as that.
Going
house.
toward number 9 school. You're on the same side, but right next to it. Okay.
I'm at
I recognize-
I'm at
I recognize-
333 Ralph.
I recognize the name. You're related to a former deputy chief, the captain, the police department?
Captain, he's my husband. And I'm also a Roselle.
Oh, you're also...
You recognize that name too?
No, because I remembered he owned the house.
Yes, he owned
Because me and him were talking one day, and I went by, and he showed me where he lived.
Yes, that's
So that's
correct.
why I brought the question.
That's correct.
Okay, ma'am. How long have you lived there?
49 years.
49 years, which would take us to the mid-60s.
No, I lived there from 1958 till I got married in 82. I
Okay,
left for 9 years and moved back again in 91 and currently live there.
okay. Going back to when you first started living there,
When I was born in 58.
Okay, so all those years when you were a little kid and all, were there always 4 families?
Yes,
So it was always 4 families?
as far back as I can remember, yes.
Yes, and when you moved back, it was the same situation,
Yes,
nothing
it
had
was.
changed?
No, nothing had changed.
Any questions by members of the board? Any questions by members of the public? None. Okay, seeing no questions, I assume there's not going to be any other witnesses?
Thank you.
No? Okay then. Any members of the public wish to give any testimony on this application? None. Then I think we should close the hearing and,
If Mr. Baumann has nothing else to add to the record.
I have nothing more to add, ladies and gentlemen. I think everything I've had to say was confirmed in writing. As part of the application, I've given you as many proofs as I could find. And I think it's a rather straightforward application.
you did a
for you
very
to
thorough
decide.
job, I want you to know.
I don't want you accusing me of protracting this. You know?
What? I'm not going to accuse you, I'm not going to accuse you of practicing law when I'm licensed.
Good, because I'm not. I wouldn't dare touch that.
With a 10-foot pole. This is probably going to be the quickest case concerning Mr. Baumann that we've ever heard.
Mark it down, Jimmy.
It's a first every time. Okay, and members of the board, you wish to have any discussion, or, you gotta remember, this is either a yes or a no, there can be no conditions, restrictions, or anything like that.
Other than complying with codes.
Yeah, well, that's
It's in the-
that's Frankie's
It's in
part.
Frank's letter.
We don't take Franks.
You gotta turn around.
Let the record show that Mr. Chris Cossip has just entered the room,
And you can turn around.
but he will not be participating in the vote either. Better late than never. Okay. Yes, Mr. Caruso.
For a vote,
Yes.
I make a motion, we accept.
Okay. Mr. Caruso makes a motion to approve as a pre-existing non-conforming use as a 4-family.
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Giordano. Clerk, call the roll.
Caruso.
Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mafucci.
Yes,
Sheldon.
Yes.
Valano.
Yes.
Del Garcia.
Yes, approved 7-0.
Thank you, ladies
First
and
vote.
gentlemen.
She got her first vote in.
We'll fire Gassion and hire you.
Drinks are on her. She got the voter first time.
Stay well, everybody.
It's like in the first hit.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. The resolution, yeah, let me give you these 3, and the last one last.
Yeah. Correction, then I'll get to the
You want us to bring down all those certifications for him to sign?
Oh, yeah.
He's here, so he
That's right, you can sign it now. Oh, here, it's still here. Okay. That's fine, you can vote on the certifications.
resolution.
Resolutions be memorialized.
Second.
Aye.
She didn't say.
Here.
I ain't saying a word.
He's being a good boy.
Present.
Mr. Smith, we made a change on that last one I gave you. If you want to know what the change is, I'll let you know.
No.
You don't want to.
Yeah, you could tell me. What's the change?
The change is on number 6, on page 6. We put a condition that no, well, we changed it to add that no permits can be issued until well, the experts and our attorney has approved the easement.
And that's recorded.
And it's recorded, because without the easement, there's no, there could be no parking eventually. You know, no access, exactly. The kid's father, both the father and son get pissed at each other. And I've seen that happen, trust me. You gonna make sure that goes in?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to hold it off on the certification? Because it's a certification part.
I forgot to sign something.
Yeah, maybe you never got
I
it.
never got it.
Maybe you never got, because we were arguing over how to do the wording. Yeah, we can do these first, 1, 2, where's the third one?
I just took it, so I'm filling it in.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Give me the menu and I'll.
You're doing that last one that we made a little change in.
What happened? I'm doing this.
That's correct.
I don't-
Yes.
So right. So that way it doesn't get sent out the wrong way by mistake. That way it's written. She says this is the one that we saw.
She didn't have to file it.
We can start the vote. Madam Secretary, you want to start the vote?
Yes,
Whenever you're ready.
yes, give me 2 seconds.
Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds.
And are we doing the other one then?
Yes, we're gonna be doing it, he's just putting a change on the one that we signed. So that way it can't get mixed up anyhow, anyway, let's put it that way. But we can start the other 3 and then just do that one last.
Do the change, then I'll pull these. Okay, resolutions to be memorialized, case CB 2017-004, 31 Horn Blower, LLC, Caruso,
John? Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Fucci,
Yes.
Sheldon,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Valado,
Yes.
Del Garcia.
Yes.
Next case, ZB 2016-04, Paczynski, 750 Washington Avenue, Caruso,
Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Fucci,
Yes.
Sheldon,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Valado,
Yes.
Del Garcia.
Yes.
Next case, ZB 2017-006, ENN Realty, 632, 634 Mill Street, Caruso,
Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Fucci,
Yes.
Sheldon,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Valado,
Yes.
Del Garcia.
Yes. Anything else, gentlemen?
Yes, one more case.
No.
Next case, ZB 2017-005, Andrew Ruda, 314, 316 Washington Avenue, Caruso,
Say yes.
Yes.
Giordano.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Sheldon,
Yes.
Fucci,
Yes.
Del Garcia.
Yes. Do we have anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Adjourned.